So hanging out with me here on Astra'S World inside Pitbull's Globalization, we have the beautiful Rozzi. How are you, girl?
Oh, hi. Thank you so much for having me.
Your voice is, the way I'm going to describe it is like sultry, soulful. I need a glass of wine and I'm going to get wine drunk listening to you.
Thank you. Yes, I love having that. If I can give you that kind of energy and influence, that's my dream come true. So thank you so much.
Now, I did hear that you were discovered by Adam Levine from Maroon 5.
Yes. When I was a teenager, actually, I wrote a song with a mutual friend and he heard it and was like, I don't have a label, but I'll start one if you'll be the first artist. So that's where I got my start.
That's so cool. First of all, how do you guys link? Like, how do you just link up with Adam Levine?
I mean, it was kind of like one of those like friend of a friend through friend of a friend kind of thing. It's like I wrote a song with one person who we then wrote a song with another person, and then his manager heard, and then he heard and literally sent me an email. So that's kind of what led me to one of my early mantras, which is to say yes to most things, say yes to stuff, because it led me to a very surprising outcome.
I agree with you on that. Always say yes to as much as you can, because we get, a lot of us always get no's for everything.
Right.
And it's like, you know what? If you say yes, you never know what doors are going to open after that.
True. It's so true.
You also got to tour with Maroon 5 though, too.
Mm-hmm.
How did that come about?
I think just because I was signed to Adam, he thought he'd bring me, and it was like other than it being so fun, like I just had the best time. I also just learned so much because I would open for Maroon 5 and a lot of people would be like, who's this girl? Like, where's Adam? And I had to learn how to entertain people who didn't know my songs and didn't know me. And I'm always grateful for that. And then I would come out every night and do the Christina Aguilera part on Moves Like Jagger.
Uh-huh.
So I had to like literally keep up with Adam around the stage. And that was really good. I learned a lot. I really learned a lot. It was a very good way it was kind of threw me into like the most high intensity kind of performance situation possible really right away. I hadn't really done a lot of anything.
That's amazing, because you were what, 19 years old or so, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. So to get thrown in like into the fire at 19.
I know.
That's crazy.
I was like used to playing frat parties. It was very different. Yeah.
So we've been playing your song, I Can't Go to the Party, here on Globalization.
So much to me. Thank you so much for playing it. It's so cool. Somebody sent me a picture of it. That's how I found out before even anybody from my team told me. And I've just been trying to listen to Sirius 24/7 just so I can hear it, because I'm to you guys specifically.
I love the song, but I do want to know, who are you singing about?
I'm singing about my ex-boyfriend, like I do so often. Yeah, I wrote this
I
song.
had a feeling, because it's like, just the way that you get into it, it definitely had to do with a relationship, I could tell, because it's like, just listening to the lyrics, I'm like, I feel like I can relate. So I needed to know if it's a current or an ex and what happened.
It's an ex. So my first album is called Bad Together, and it's like more or less like a breakup record. And I wrote this song, I think the month Bad Together came out. So I was kind of still in that place in my life. And I mean, I always write very kind of dangerously honest songs. I write about my life. That's kind of the only way I know how to write songs. That's like the point of songwriting to me. So I end up writing these very personal lyrics. And I just literally went to a party and saw my ex-boyfriend, and it was just kind of a disaster. It was one of those things where I was like, I'm going to go, it'll be fine. It won't be an issue. And then kind of got dropped.
All those feelings come back, right?
No, it's such a cliche. It's just like, that's what happened. So I'm glad to say, I'm sorry that you can relate to it, but I'm glad that I captured the emotion for you.
Did you guys end up getting back together by any chance after the party?
We did get back together, and then we broke up again. So
so it was a short-lived romance after everything.
Yes, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Well, I saw the music video is out. What was the inspiration behind it? Because you looked gorgeous in all your dresses.
Thank you. Yeah. I made it with my friend, Jack Beggart, who's an amazing director. And we just wanted to me, the song is like moody, sexy, emotional, vulnerable, but it's still fun. Like that. I wanted to capture all those words for it basically. And I wanted to feel like, I wanted to get across that emotion of being at home, you're all dressed up, you have your outfit, you're all ready to go, but then you don't go because of the emotional kind of weight of it all. It's just not worth it. And so, I mean, kind of like the song, it's like quite literal. Like I literally just wanted to like look really great and wear like a lot of outfits and then be trapped in my house, which of course was like eerily echoed in quarantine. Like it became like a weird quarantine anthem for me, you know, because it's like, you know, you're at home. We also literally couldn't go to the party. So yeah, we wanted the video to just kind of capture all those emotions.
One thing about the video that I do want to know, what is the meaning behind all of the Scrabble pieces?
I think for that, it was just like, what do you do when you're home? You know, it's like,
you play Scrabble? Is that what it is? You play Scrabble?
Sure. It's like, it's kind of like the like opposite of being fun at a party. It's like you're being introverted and doing something nerdy, which I love. I mean, I'm a Scrabble crossword person. It's very authentic, but yeah, it was just kind of like a visually cool way of representing like kind of just being a homebody in a really sick outfit.
That's a great way of putting it. I love it.
Yeah.
So now it's been 3 years since your debut album came out, and I found out July 2nd, your EP is dropping, right?
Yeah, it's actually the date just moved to, can I look it up? Because I want you to know this.
Yes, please. We want the up-to-date information here.
Yes, July 16th.
Okay.
So,
so what's the reason for pushing it back?
So I'm making a music video for, so I have a song coming out on June 15th, my next song.
Okay.
And then I'm making a music video for the next song after that. And we want to have time to get it just right. So we're going to wait until mid-July for part one of my record to come out. But the songs are all finished and I cannot wait to share them. It's like, I'm just deeply, deeply proud of this record that I made. So it's just the first 7 songs of a 14-song album that I'm kind of releasing all year long.
Gotcha.
So content all year for me.
Okay. So the EP is called Hymn for Tomorrow.
Yes.
Not H-I-M, it's H-Y-M-N, just for the clarification.
Yes.
Can you just tell us a little bit about it? Like, I mean, I know that you said that your last album obviously was about breakup. What's this one going to be about?
You know, it was, like you said, it was 3 years ago that my last record came out, and I've been through a lot of life since then. And I think we all have. It feels like we've been through like almost too much life since then, you know, with what the year we all just had. So the album is, it has a lot of textures to it. It has a lot of colors. It has a lot of emotions. I think for me personally, it kind of just captures all sorts of little moments and vignettes and emotional experiences that made me kind of feel like an adult. By the time I finished the record, I'm like, oh, here, I'm a grown up now. That's kind of how it feels to me. It's like, somewhat coming of age in a way. I think it's just, my hope is that when people hear it, they kind of see themselves in it, because there's a lot of vulnerability. And as always, I'm incredibly honest with everything I write. But my other hope is that vulnerability really empowers people. My hope is that it's an empowering record, because it was empowering to me to write it. It was kind of like writing my way through different heartbreaks, great love, disappointment, and Hymn for Tomorrow was all about kind of looking forward. So it's like kind of going through all this. I forget if I can swear on here. I was about to.
Of course. Well, yeah, you can do whatever you want to do. This is your time, girl.
Okay. Yeah, it's like just going through a whole bunch of shit and then coming out on the other side. That's basically what the record is. So my hope is that it's an empowering feeling for people listening.
I love that. Did you do a lot of the writing during quarantine?
I wrote some of it during quarantine. Actually, my quarantine songs are all love songs, because I was lucky enough to really be falling in love during quarantine. So surprisingly, those are not my most angsty. My angsty songs came before that, which feels backwards, but that's
listen, for some reason, heartbreak songs are where it's at, but love songs also are where it's at, because I mean, I know I can only speak for myself, but like, I love love. Even though I'm not in a relationship at the moment, to me, I love love.
Of course. Yes. And it's also for me, when I'm not in a relationship and I hear a love song, assuming it's like a really good love song, a lot of times it just makes me, it's just like, oh, that's nice. That's something that's out there. There's an alternative to this moody heartbreak song I've been writing over and over again, basically.
Well, I heard that the title track, the Hymn for Tomorrow, the title track of the song of the album, you made the video, and there's somebody special in that video.
Yes.
Tell us about it.
Yeah.
That's your boyfriend?
Yeah. And his name's Alex Wolf, and he's like a very amazing, incredible actor and musician. And he was nice enough to lay in the bed with me in the video. I was very generous of him. I mean, he's a movie star, so what does he need to do being in my video? But yeah. And we're going to make another video together soon. Hopefully he's going to direct one, because he's a brilliant director.
Well, how did you guys link up? How'd you guys get together and meet?
The story of us meeting is so good, actually. We met like 20 of my family members were at this like kind of cheesy resort in Hawaii for my grandma's 95th birthday. My Nana is like the coolest. She's lives by herself. She's smart. She's funny. We're friends. Like
God bless her.
Yeah, she's incredible. And it was her 95th birthday. So we all went to this place with her. And Alex and his extended family were all there too. It was like New Year's, right before it was like New Year's going into 2020.
Gotcha.
And so we met at this resort and had a little resort romance that we took back to the mainland.
Wow. It's like, it's always those stories that like give me the chills that I'm like, oh my God. So basically, you basically spent quarantine getting to know him and falling in love with him.
Yes, totally. I mean, I felt very lucky and grateful for that.
Good for you.
It was great.
Another album's going to be coming out too. I have a feeling.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a whole love album.
That'll be next.
Well, I mean, now that half of the year is pretty much over, what's on the horizon for you for the next half of the year?
Yeah, well, I mean, getting the music out is obviously the priority. I have so much music and we're going to be sharing it, like I said, all year long. I also am going to be touring again. I can't say the dates yet because we don't know, but I'm going to go on my first headlining tour later this year, which I've never done.
That's amazing.
I'm really, really excited about that. And hopefully I'll have the dates for that soon and I just have been dreaming of singing live for like in-person audiences, obviously for a long time now. So I'm very excited about that.
Any possible cool summer plans coming up, vacations or anything? Now that now that the restrictions are loosening up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I came to New York like immediately as soon as I was like double vaxxed and ready to go because my brother and sister-in-law have a baby and she's my niece and I hadn't seen her. And so I came back to Brooklyn because she lives here and I've been hanging out with her. So that's kind of my big, exciting summer plan. I'm sure there'll be more down the line, but right now I'm just so happy to be in another city and getting to go to parties again. It's really exciting.
How can everybody find you?
Everybody can find me on all the socials everywhere. My name is Rozzi, Rozzi, and my handle is @thisisrozzi.